I wanted to talk briefly about counting legs, second entries, first entries. It's one of the key parts to our strategy. First thing that we have to do is realize why it's important that we enter on second entries. The reason why is because most of the time institutions will wait until the second attempt to do something in order to enter. They want to see what the first attempt is like. They want to see where it happens. And they want to try to find a place to try to do that again, but this time it's going to be backed by big institutional traders. So whenever we go to count legs, how do we know when a leg begins or ends? Well, anytime a bar goes above the previous bar's high or low, it means something. In the case of a bull channel here, we have our first entry. For the bulls, because this bull bar went above the high of the previous bar. Up here we have first entry for the bears. Why? Because this bar, even though it's a bull bar, went below the previous bar's low. And we can count like this over and over, forever and ever and ever, and it would never ever end. If we kept counting, we would have first entry long. Why is this a first entry long? Because this bull bar went above the high of the previous bar. I'll change this to a 2. Now as we get up here, what do we have? Second entry short. First entry long, second entry short. First entry short, I'm sorry. First entry short. 1, 2, 1, 2, and we can count like this over and over. Now what we need to do is we need to look for entries at key entry points. Now, I already have this channel drawn out here. Let's only look for bear entries because this channel is bearish. Second entry short at the key entry point. Why is this a second entry? Well, it was a pullback because this tail went above the high of the previous bar here. And it was a second entry because this candle broke the low of this bar's low. It was both a pullback and a second entry in the exact same bar. As we push down, we have another bull bar causing a pullback, and the very next bar is our first entry short. Anytime we have a push up above a previous bar, it becomes a pullback. Anytime we have a push below, we have a second entry short. Let's keep counting here. Pullback, first entry, pullback, second entry. Now here we get to a very interesting point in time. This second entry ended up being in the middle of a range here. It was at a key entry point, and if you took this, you would have been just briefly stopped out. That happens sometimes. However, we have a break of the channel, and we can start doing the exact same thing. First entry short, second entry short. New key entry point being the 20 EMA here, fading this large channel here. It's still within our rules, it's still within our strategy. Pullback, bar went above previous bar's high, entry, this bear bar went above this bear bar's low, pull back. This bull bar went above the high of the previous bar, and we have an entry, went below the low of the previous bar here. That brings us our second entry short. Quick note, if this was our second entry short, where is our profit target? Very low here. So it doesn't leave a lot of room.